So did Dak play his last game with the Cowboys?
Man, first off, kudos to Dak Prescott for, one, the leadership, the emotional vulnerability that he's shown not only over the years, but even yesterday, right? Yeah. Kudos to Dak Prescott. Tip my hat to him. He's a very strong-willed man, a very tough, determined man who will overcome this and will go on to have a successful
Dak,
career.
I know you just got out of surgery, but duck. Here comes some shots. Protect the ankle.
But I do think Dak Prescott has played his last game for the Cowboys. I do. And Marcellus, remember.
Yes, sir.
Billionaires don't become billionaires by being nice people.
All right.
Billionaires don't become billionaires by being nice people. Jerry Jones is not necessarily care so much about people's feelings. He's a businessman who has to make business decisions. Think about this also, Marcellus. Tyrod Taylor played for your beloved Chargers, correct? He plays for them. TT, man, great dude. I love his game. He gets punctured in his lung by a team doc, and we're like, man, Tyrod, I feel for Tyrod. But Justin Herbert. Move on. Next. That's what happens in the league.
Yeah,
the reason Dak has played his last game for the Cowboys is very simple. There's two reasons. Either the Cowboys will make the playoffs with Andy Dalton, right? And we'll be like, man, they made it this far without Dak. Let's roll the dice. Or they won't make the playoffs, and therefore they'll finish 4-12, 5-11, and they'll draft somewhere between number 8 and number 12. They'll look a quarterback like Justin Fields in the eyes and say, man, we can get this dude on a 4-year deal for $28 million as opposed to paying a guy 4 years, $160 million. Let's just roll that dice.
Okay.
And for the fans that say, well, Jerry Jones told us that he's going to come back. Jerry Jones lied before, y'all. He lied about Romo. He lied about Emmett. He lied about DeMarco. I'm going to get into that later. He lied about Dez. Jerry Jones has lied to us before. And I'm not even going to, I'm going to give Jerry a pass, Marcellus. I'm not going to call it a lie. Jerry Jones is speaking his truth at the moment.
Okay.
The fact is that moment will change. I do believe that Dak has played his last game for the Cowboys.
Dak certainly has not played his last game for the Cowboys. You know I've been listening to that Big Sean Detroit 2 religiously. Got me back into this new rap. That mumble rap had me all off. And I'm back with it because Big Sean is dropping real lyrics. What Big Sean say?
What'd he say?
He said, don't mistake me falling down for me falling off. Ooh, Dak fell down. And let me just first reset everyone's hysteria and bring it back because even I got emotional when I saw Dak Prescott go down for the same reasons everyone else did. One, oh man, Dak, like that's your starting quarterback. Then you were like, oh my God, he's probably out for the season. His foot is facing the wrong direction. And then you start thinking about his career. Is his career ending? And then you start to say, oh, the franchise tag and his money. He got some of it, but not all of it. He didn't get it all. And then you got to reset the hysteria. Let me bring it back to you. And I'm going to bring it back to you an example, as I always do. I got to stay mapped to reality, no matter how much I got some opinions on these subjects. Question, was this a career-ending injury?
Absolutely not.
No. Question, was this a career-sabotaging injury, which means you won't reach who you were without this injury? Alex Smith comes to mind. Alex Smith will never be the same quarterback again.
I'll say no. Right now, you got to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
So 2 no's right now. Now you're Jerry Jones and you're sitting there and Emmanuel Acho got in his ear because you used to work for the Cowboys, right? And he heard you because he likes this show. He loves this show. A guy he should, as he should. A guy who worked for him, another guy who worked for him. Well, kind of worked. So here's the thing. Jerry Jones is sitting there and he's saying, wait a minute. Acho just told me I should look at Andy Dalton because I may get him at discount, hometown discount. And he's from the area, so that would be literally a hometown discount. But Jerry Jones is smart, being that billionaire. He knows you also get what you pay for.
That's true.
So if you're going to get something on the cheap, you might get something back on the cheap. Let me tell you like this, in example form, because there's a player that you played with, I'm thinking, in Darren Sproles.
Yeah, my dog.
That a lot of people don't understand why he is a part of the Dak Prescott conversation. Let me give it to you. Year 2. What did Darren Sproles do? Darren Sproles, who literally was the most inertia, energetic, quick guy I've ever seen, fast twitch muscles in action. Like Darren Sproles at the running back position, which is more treacherous than the quarterback position, became Darren Sproles. People don't even know where he was greatest. Was he greater as a Charger? Was he greater as a Saint? Was he greater as an Eagle? Had an amazing career. Guess what he did year 2? Tell him, Acho.
He broke his leg.
He broke his ankle. Now, his doctor was my team doctor, did 3 or 4 of my surgeries. And he went out and said, look, if Darren Sproles was able to return to not only whatever form we saw, but to whatever his potential was, then why can't Dak Prescott do the same?
Marcellus, you're not wrong, but you're shifting the conversation. I'm not saying that Dak won't come back to greatness or his level of greatness. That's not the debate at all. I think Dak will have better seasons than he has had in the past when he gets back. I just don't think it'll be for the boys. Let me tell you why.
Wrong.
Outside of the emotional ties that we all felt, if we're being honest, like people think I'm a Cowboys. No, I'm a football fan. Outside of the emotional ties that we all felt to Dak Prescott, there's no reason to bring Dak back. The Cowboys, you won that Giants game without Dak. You would have won it with Dak. Dak Prescott, the Cowboys were 1-3 going into that game yesterday. Had you played any other quarterback, in my opinion, y'all would still be 1-3. Your win was against the Falcons. The Falcons haven't beat anybody all season. So all that simply says is that win against the Falcons was more a testament to the Falcons than it was the Cowboys because, again, Falcons haven't beat anybody all season. Without Dak Prescott, the Cowboys will probably win 6, 7 games this year, maybe 8, hopefully. Cowboys fans. With Dak Prescott, the Cowboys would have won 6, 7, maybe 8 games. So if you're Jerry Jones, you simply say this. With or without Dak Prescott, we're really going to win the same amount of games. Colin said it earlier, getting dressed for the show, I watched the herd. And Colin said it, he said it like this. Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton, they're not really going to elevate your number of wins. Now, I'm not going to say that they're the same player. No, but he said,
and you gonna repeat it?
He said that they're not really going to elevate. He said with Dak Prescott, they probably would have won 8 games. Without Dak Prescott, they'll win 7 games, maybe 8. I agree with it. I said it before the season.
I hear you.
I've been saying it.
Okay,
You run the tape back.
I'm listening.
So, Marcellus, if you're Dak, if you're Jerry Jones, here's why. Here's why he played his last game. You think they're going to tag him again?
Yeah. I think so.
Heck no. They're not.
Well, you give him all his money.
Because if you're looking at it now, if you're like, man, we're not about to pay Dak Prescott $37 million coming off an injury, and that is why I don't think he'll be a Cowboy. I'll get into the details of all that later, but that's really why I don't think so, because they're not going to pay him $38 million. They're not going to pay him a long-term deal, so ultimately the Cowboys are going to give him we'll give you a 1-year deal on the cheap, and now it's up to Dak to make a decision.
Wow, and we have no doubt that he will return to the position of leadership and purpose that he brings to our team.
Yeah, Jerry Jones has lied plenty of times.
Yeah, that wasn't me getting dressed, regurgitating someone else's take like you did with Collins. That was actually the owner of the Dallas Cowboys who said that. After the injury, when he knows emotions are running high, when he knows that he's being recorded, and he knows that he doesn't want to have to go back and eat his words, especially in a position like this, when you're talking about a guy's injury and potential career-hurting injury. But you took me to a new place, and I'm glad you did, big dog, because, one, I think he's going to get his money, whether it's franchise tag, just to say, hey, we know what you have given us so far, and we know that you will recover fully from this injury. Therefore, sky's still the limit. This is just a bump on the road. This is just, okay, you got to take the long way home in terms of getting all your money. Don't forget Dak has his endorsements. Don't forget he has his disability, career-ending injury insurance, north of $50 million, to the point where Dak is not going to miss a meal because of this injury. And now we have all agreed he probably will return to greatness, if not more. But Full Screen King right now wants to make you eat your words, because you told me any quarterback could have had him at 1-3. Any quarterback could have won that game yesterday. Jerry Jones knows a little more about his Dallas Cowboys quarterback situation than even Emmanuel Acho. Look at these numbers right here, Acho. Dak Prescott, 42-27. Outside of Dak Prescott, and I left Tony Romo out of this because we already know how Romo was. Look at these quarterbacks and their win percentage. 4 and 5. Is that a win percentage, winning or losing? 1 and 6, Matt Castle, Brandon Wheaton, Kellen Moore, Brad Johnson, Kyle Orton, Stephen McGee. Even the names suggest to you that Jerry Jones knows damn well I am not trying to get back on this carousel again, even if that name means Andy Dalton and his 2-win, no playoff winning but last year.
Here's why I disagree. If you're Jerry Jones, you got to be sitting there thinking, wait a second. In the last 15 years, we actually make the quarterbacks. Tony Romo, was he drafted?
No.
Still ended up balling. Dak Prescott, you stole him in the 4th round. So if you're Jerry Jones, Marcellus, it actually doesn't make sense to bring Dak back. Let me talk to you about this.
Let me see.
2012, let's talk about the Super Bowl winners since 2012. 2012, Russell Wilson. No, 2012, Joe Flacco on his rookie deal. 2013, Russell Wilson on his rookie deal. 2014, Tom Brady takes a notable pay cut. 2015, Peyton Manning, before the season, he said, hey, I'll sacrifice $4 million. He only makes $15 million that year. He was only going to make 19, by the way. 2016, Tom Brady, again, we know takes a pay cut. 2017, Carson Wentz on his rookie deal, but really it was Nick Foles, backup making backup money. 2018, who was in the Super Bowl? Jared Goff on his rookie deal. Tom Brady, again, known for taking pay cuts. 2019, who won the Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes on his rookie deal. You got the point. I'm not making this up. This isn't my...
I don't get the point.
Here's the point. Jerry Jones also realizes our window to win the Super Bowl was Dak's first 4 years when they went 10-3, made the playoffs. 13-3, made the playoffs. When they went 10-6, made the play. Like, Jerry realizes, wait, our window to win with Dak was actually when he was already on his rookie deal. Not my opinion, not your opinion, empirical data. The last quarterback to make top-tier money and win the Super Bowl, Eli Manning, 2011. So if you just look, remove your emotions, it doesn't make sense to bring Dak back at top dollar. It just doesn't make sense.
You ready to use empirical data instead of book cooking as you want to cook the books? Okay, who was in the Super Bowl last year?
Kansas City
49ers and Chiefs. Right?
Absolutely.
Right. Who had the highest payroll in the NFL last year? 49ers. Who had the lowest payroll?
They lost.
They lost. You're going to make my point. Who had the lowest? The Chiefs, right? And who comes up here in mustard suits always talk about who's going to be a dynasty, who you can't stop, who's never going to lose? And who has the highest paid quarterback right now? The Chiefs. So by your own...
Year over year?
No, go ahead. All I'm saying is you can use last year comps if you're Jerry Jones to say whether you spend the most or spend the least, you still got a chance to win it all. And if you want to go future projections, well, the team that just invested the most at the position, we are now saying is the front runner to win the Super Bowl. So now make it make sense.
The sense is simple. I just gave you an 8-year sample size. And then you furthered my point by saying the Chiefs actually, when they won, weren't paying Mahomes a lot. Now, I believe the Chiefs will win. That is a guess. But I'm telling you what has happened. The Chiefs have won when they weren't paying Mahomes a lot.
But you're trying to use two things as your deviation. One is pay cuts. But you're using pay cuts from a guy from making $25 million to 20 or 19 to 15.
Correct.
Those are high pay cuts. One. And two, if you look at it going forward, we already saw it last year. You can spend the most, spend the least. You still got an opportunity. All you want in the NFL is an opportunity. There are no guarantees. So what's right under that rung? An opportunity. Jerry Jones still sees a road ahead as an opportunity. So paying Dak and still being
so you would say this. And I don't want to step on our toes for later shows. But you would say this. That Dak Prescott, coming off an injury, in which he was 1-3 at the time he got hurt, in a dogfight with an 0-4 Giants team, you would say that Jerry Jones should pay him. If you were Jerry Jones, you would pay Dak Prescott $37 million. That's what you would do.
I would pay. His floor is still the $35 million. His ceiling, it's north of
you would tag him.
North of Deshaun Watson's, which we'll get into.
You would tag Dak, though.
I would tag Dak because I just want a little grace period to see him again.
Okay, great. I'm with you.
You would do that as a businessman.
Well, here's what I would do.
That $35 million is less than a tag.
So here's what I would do. I wouldn't tag him. What I would say is this. I'm going to offer you 1 year, 20. What's the market, right? I'm going to offer you 1 year, 22. He's gone. But who's he gone to?
He's gone to... Whoever doesn't get Trevor Lawrence.
Sure.
And there's still Jets, Giants. You can go out there.
So I'm agree with you. Colts, you would say Bears. You would say there's some teams.
Those teams.
But the problem, Marcellus, is this. The market dictates your value in anything in life. And I do not think coming off an injury, coming off a 4 to 6 month injury in which we do not know if you are going to be the same runner the next year. Right? I think Dak will get back to who he is, but we don't know if Dak's going to get back to who he was next year.
Stop.
I don't think that he's going to get...
Acho,
real talk.
We're both a part of the football culture.
Absolutely.
4 to 6 months in the football locker room means, hey, I see you in 3 months, right?
But
and be real.
Go ahead.
You got a Darren Sproles comp out there and others, but that's a high-level name.
Yes.
And be real. No one is looking at Dak Prescott saying you're going to lose mobility. So why would your projection of him change if you think he's going to come back?
Because you can get... Remember the game Deal or No Deal?
I remember. Help me out.
Okay,
but I remember hearing it.
So deal or no deal, essentially, based on how much money,
right?
game show.
Okay.
Based on how much money were left in the briefcases, the bank would call and make you an offer. So, Marcellus, you start the game with about 20 briefcases, and you don't know how much money is in each. You know there's $1 million briefcase, a $750,000 briefcase, $500,000 briefcase, etc. Now, you can open up, if you select $1 million briefcase, that briefcase is now eliminated. So now the bank isn't going to offer you as much money because you don't have the chance to win the $1 million. I'm not going to lose you, but here's what I'm going to say is this.
Say it.
Dak Prescott, Marcellus, has lost out on the big bag this year. He's lost out on the big bag.
He's still getting his franchises already.
I'm saying
he's
going forward.
I don't see it.
So who is going to offer him $40 million for next year?
Really? I just saw the Miami Dolphins use a top 5 pick on a guy. They're like, we're going to redshirt you in the NFL. You don't think that a team, at worst case scenario, just to secure his services? Don't forget, he has the 3rd most wins since he's been a quarterback. You know who he's behind? Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. You act like they fall on trees because a lot of people question his abilities. You're letting the smooth taste of Dak Prescott fool you. All I'm saying is by production, by numbers, they don't fall off trees. And in Dallas, based on that full screen, it's few and far between.